the family that she's creating, it's just so special. And it's like, it reminds me of that story of Kathy Kirkland, and you know, it reminds me of what's possible. And so guys, I'm just excited for everybody on this call, especially for the new people, to hear from somebody that, you know, really has put in the work and really has made that decision that this is it for her. And, you know, she said something interesting to me last week. She said, you know, we never want to live off our trading profits. We want to live off of our residual income, you know, and it's crazy to me because, you know, Teresa could just start living off her trading account, and she could just say, okay, I've done it. You know, I've made it. I've learned this skill. I'm going to go enjoy my life. But she is actively sharing and promoting this platform and building that residual income as well. Because not only does she get to earn a residual income, she gets to impact other people's lives and share this opportunity with other people. So she's just an absolutely beautiful soul. And Teresa, we absolutely love you. The entire organization just sings your praises every single day. And so I just want to say a huge congratulations again to you. I know the chat is just going absolutely crazy. But go ahead and take, you know, whatever time you need to share your story. We'd love to just hear, you know, a little bit of the background. And I know you've told it a million times, but where you were for the new people. I know I'm seeing in the chat there's some names, people that just enrolled this last few days. So if you could talk to those people and share the vision of, you know, what this has been like for you, what's possible for them, and really what this means for you and your family, because, you know, your mindset is locked in, you know, and your mindset has been so consistent, and your mindset has been on the big goal and the big vision. And, you know, if you could just touch on mindset as well, and how you stay focused and how you stay disciplined, that would be amazing. So guys, drop some love in the chat for Teresa. Teresa, the floor is all yours. She's on a sandy beach right now. So I love it. Thank you so much for being here.
No problem. Thank you, Rich, for having me. Amazing to be on a panel with you at Untitled this morning. Yeah, so the first thing I'm going to say, guys, is you can do this too. I'm not that special. I wouldn't even say I'm that good of a trader, honestly. It's kind of funny, but like, I lose trades too. And so what Rich asked me to speak about today is, he kind of gave me a couple different topics, but to cover consistency and dedication. And so that's mostly what I'm going to talk about today. But the first thing I want you to know is that truly, honestly, guys, you can do this too. I'm really not that special. I just decided that I wanted to learn this, and I put in the time, and I never gave up, basically. So I'll introduce myself a little bit, and then I'll kind of get back into some trading mindset tips, or even business building tips as well. It all goes together. But for those of you that don't know me yet, my name's Teresa, and I live in Sherwood Park, Alberta, with my husband and my two kids. I have a daughter that's 11 almost, and my son just turned 4. And so when I started this, my little guy was only about 2. So mom life for all the ladies out there, you know, it's busy. And I was working previously up at a mine up in Fort McMurray, Alberta, which is about 6 hours from where we live. And I was driving literally the biggest dump trucks in the world. When they're loaded, they're like 1.5 million pounds. And it's a pretty intense job, but it paid, you know, really well. And it was an amazing opportunity to get on up there and to kind of pioneer a little bit more women working up there in that industry. It was a cool opportunity, and it was really, obviously, like, pretty good money. Most people in Alberta know oil and gas is, you know, decent money, but the lifestyle is just awful, right? You're gone from your family for 6 days at a time. You would have to work day shift and then switch to night shift. So I would get off work after working nights for 3 days. You just feel like crap. And your kids are so excited to see you, and they want to play, and you just can't even. I mean, you're just like a zombie when you come home on your first day. So it's, it's good money and everything, but not something I want to do forever. So when we had our second little guy, I did my mat leave with him, and I didn't want to go back to work. I'm sure a lot of parents have experienced this before. Thinking about leaving your baby with anyone is hard. And you spend so much time with them that first year, and then all of a sudden, like, how do you can't even tell a 12-month baby, hey, I'll see you in 6 days. I mean, they don't even get it, right? So I didn't want to go back up there. And my best friend, Sylvie, she knew that I didn't want to go back up to work. And she heard about IM Academy and trading from some mutual friends of ours. And she said, hey, you should look at this. Maybe this is a way that you can stay home from going back up to work. And so my husband, he owns a small local junk removal company here in Sherwood Park. And so he was just like, look, like, don't work for a while, just learn this. Let's see what you can do with this. So I had the opportunity to really dive in and learn, and that's what I did. And so it's obviously, as you've heard, it's gone amazing for us. I mean, it's changed our entire family's lives. It's been amazing financially, but not even just financially. Like Rich said, like, I feel like an entirely different person today than I did 20 months ago in a lot of different ways. And because I know that I can be dedicated and consistent enough in a couple of things that I've done, I know that I can translate it over to other areas of my life that still need work. And so it's just it's like a nice skill set to actually know that you can set a goal and achieve it. One of the best things that Greg Greeno has ever said on a call to the whole team, but it hit me like he was talking to me personally, is the reason that you don't have self-esteem or that you don't love yourself is because when you say you're going to do something, you don't even believe yourself anymore. And that's how I felt. I honestly had told my husband for probably a number of years, like, I don't even want to set goals anymore because I can't set another goal and not hit it. I can't handle the heartbreak of that. So I didn't even want to set goals anymore before we started here. It's actually kind of funny. If we back up 1 month before we joined IM Academy, my husband and I were actually in Cabo alone with no kids. My mom had my kids back home. And on his birthday in Mexico with no kids, we actually got in a huge fight because he wanted to get back into the network marketing industry. His body couldn't handle doing trash to go anymore. It's very, very physical work. And he's like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I want to do something else. And he was kind of like naming other companies that we'd already been with before and wanting to go back and work with them. And I just wasn't having it. We got in a huge fight in Mexico on his birthday. And the funny part is that 2 weeks later when we got home, that's when my friend Sylvie called me about this. So he came home from work one day and I was like, guess what, Jerry? All your dreams are coming true. We're doing network marketing again. And he was just stoked because he loves this industry so much. He absolutely thinks that it is like the best industry in the world, and he just loves that you have to help other people to make money. He's such a natural people person. And just he's been involved in this industry for a long time without ever having any, I mean, maybe some very minor success at one point we had, but very little. And he just loves it so much. So he was stoked to have me on board again. And yeah, so it's literally changed who I am. It's made me feel like I can set a goal and hit it again. We recently qualified for one of the leadership retreats to go to Greg and Mel's mansion in Kelowna. And that for me was a huge thing too. For years, I've wanted to qualify for trips from companies, like even jobs, like even past sales jobs that I've had. And I never could see it through. I'd start off strong for the first week or two, and then I would let it go and I wouldn't finish it. And that contest, we actually signed up somebody at 10:05 p.m., our last person, for that contest, and it was 5 minutes after, and I sent Greg a screenshot, and I was like, does 10:05 still count? So like we actually like pushed all the way to the end. We didn't stop. We kind of had it like we were going to qualify, in the last week. We really knew, but we wanted to get to the top. I wanted to try to beat Shanda and beat Nikki and beat Kevin Wong, and just have my name up there. Darla and Jim, they are hard to reach, so we couldn't quite keep up to them. They kept recruiting right to the end too. But anyway, so that's the biggest thing that Greg ever said to me was that, honestly, like I told him before when we were in Kelowna, actually, like that statement that he made on one of these. Oh, Cassie's got to go pee. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
This way. Wait. This way. I don't even want to ask you.
All right, guys. While she's taking care of the kids, Guys, I wrote down a couple of things here as she was talking. I wrote down a couple of notes, and I hope you guys are too. Moms who trade, all right? Mom life. Yeah, exactly. You know, this is, guys, this is real life. You know, this is business from home. You know, work from home, the independent business owner, home-based business academy. So,
Thanks, Rich. Seriously, guys, this stuff used to fluster me like crazy. Like if I had, well, I mean, it still honestly does. Even when Rich asked me to do this call, I said to him, I'm like, hey, look, I'm willing to come on, but just so you know, I've got my 2 kids this morning, and one of my best friends, I have her 3 kids today with me because she had to go to Southern Alberta. Her mom's not doing well. And yeah, I used to be like, oh, things got to be perfect, and I need my background to be silent or whatever. But this is why I do what I do. It's so that I could be home with my kids. It's so that I have the opportunity to tell my best friend, yeah, go be with your mom. I've got your kids. It's no problem. I don't have to work. I can trade from anywhere. I can trade from your house. Like, it's no big deal. So literally at any minute, there could be a stampede of 4 other kids running down the stairs. So just bear with me if they come stampeding down here. But yeah, so I can't remember exactly where I left off when Cass had to go to the bathroom. But basically, I think I was talking about Greg and that statement. And the point of this is that these Saturday morning trainings, you have no idea what tiny little nugget that somebody might say on this call that literally could transform your life. And then if you share trading or you share I Am Academy with other people, you have no idea what it could do for them. Like my best friend, she knows trading really well, and the psychology of trading is still a bit hard for her. She doesn't have the results that I have yet, but she will. I know that she will. But if she hadn't shared this with me, I mean, none of this would have happened. And that's, you can say the same for like Rich and Jason Bonham or Kevin Wong and Justin Singh. I mean, it's the same story, right? Somebody shared it with them and they have these amazing results because their friends shared it with them and brought them into this community. But I want to focus on what Rich actually asked me to talk about, which is he had mentioned a couple of the words that he had said were to talk about dedication and commitment. And so that's what I'll talk about for a few minutes here. So the first thing that I would say is that, yes, I was extremely dedicated to learning how to trade. So a couple things that I would say is that what I see is that people watch Go Live sessions or recordings like they're Netflix shows that they're binging. Don't do that, guys. Okay, you're not going to learn how to be an independent trader if you watch those like you're binging a Netflix show. What I want you to do is slow down. Don't be in a rush to finish the videos. And when you're watching them, pause and try to replicate what they're doing on their chart, on your chart, and do it until you can do it so that when you finish watching it, you actually know what you're doing. I see a lot of people, for example, they'll watch Patrick Kenny's 5-day boot camp and they're like, okay, good, I watched the boot camp. Yeah, I learned it. Yeah, I know it. Like, I feel great. I know what I'm doing. And then I'll try to get them to do just a really simple DeLorean setup and they don't know how to measure it. They don't know how to use the long or short position box. They don't know how to count pips. Like, so when you're watching it, be a participant, be a doer while you're watching it. That's a really big thing. When whoever you're following, whatever educator you're following asks you to do homework, which is normally basically just marking up charts, do it, guys. Like, for real. Like, you're not, I mean, I'm going to speak from a DeLorean standpoint, but I assume this transfers over to other strategies too. You will not become an independent trader with DeLorean unless you mark up charts. I promise you, you won't. And once it can be intimidating at first. I remember me and Sylvie trying to figure out how to mark up these charts, and we were trying to find different tools that we could use to draw on the charts because we didn't really get shown how to use TradingView. And I've tried to help you guys with that a bit in some videos that I've recorded teaching people how to use TradingView tools to make it a bit easier. But that's a big thing. Really, really pause. Do the work, make sure that you know how, send your charts to somebody else to have them check over your charts to see if you're doing things right. Make a group of people that are gonna, you're doing the same strategy so that you can look at your homework, each other's homework and stuff, and that'll really help. So And then also, like, you're gonna have to sacrifice something. For me, it was sleep. So for anyone that knows me from before, I used to require a lot of sleep. Like, I couldn't go very many days in a row without having 8 hours of sleep. And when I started to trade, that's what I really sacrificed. For probably about 9 months, I only slept about 4 to 5 hours a night. And I would try to make up for some of those hours on the weekend. But mom life, you don't actually get to make up for sleep. It's so funny. Kids will sleep great during the week, and then on the weekend when you're trying to sleep in, that's when they wake up early. It's crazy. But that's what I sacrificed with sleep. And also, I didn't watch any Netflix or any movies unless that's what my daughter chose for our quality time together. So if she wanted to watch a show or a movie together, that's what we would do. But I didn't watch any shows or movies on my own, like for a long time. And I would watch Go Live videos instead. And don't just watch them once, watch them again and again. I probably watched Tyrone's original favorites course like 4 or 5 times, while also attending every single one of him and Patrick Kenny's live sessions for a long time. So if you want to learn how to do this, you need to be dedicated and commit to learning how to do it. And I promise you that it's worth it. And then the other thing that I'll touch on that is build a trading team. Because honestly, guys, there's mornings that I woke up that I probably wouldn't have got out of bed to trade, except for that I had promised a whole group of people that I would be there. And so, like, it doesn't have to be in the same capacity if you don't want, like, if you're not going to do like live team training sessions, that's fine. But like, just like you would for going to the gym, like an accountability buddy, make an accountability buddy. And if you're not building a team right now, I promise you'll get better results if you start trading with your own friends and family. I trade with my dad, I trade with my best friend, I trade with my mom. It's awesome. So that's another thing I would suggest. And then this is the biggest one to me. I don't like the culture of everyone's gonna blow an account or it's just kind of part of the game. Don't blow an account, guys. Protect your money. I was able to compound my account the way that I did because I didn't blow an account. Control your risk. Risk management in trading is literally everything. Your number one goal should be to defend the money that you already have. So if you have $1,000 to put in a trading account, your first goal should be defending that money. If you don't love this trade setup, if you're not completely confident in it, you shouldn't be taking it. You only want to take the best trades, okay? Defend that money, and you can do that by controlling your risk. Now, there's lots of different strategies overall that our whole team uses, but for me, it's not to risk more than 2% of your account on a trade. So if you have $1,000 account, you should never lose more than $20, right? 2% of 1,000 would be $20. If you see that you're in drawdown more than $20, you automatically should be closing that trade. It means you did something wrong. There's some sort of calculation with your stop loss that you didn't do right, and you need to get out of that trade. If you do that, it will help you to control your losses. You can lose 50 trades in a row if you only risk 2% per trade. I've never, ever, ever seen anyone lose 50 trades in a row. You won't do it. If you can lose 50 trades in a row, you send me a screenshot and I'll buy you dinner, because I don't think it's even possible. So yeah, really protect that money that you already have. This isn't gambling, okay? You're not trying to gamble your money away. And you're not trying to, bet half your account on one trade. You just want slow and steady. So the last thing that I'll talk about is how your family and friends might treat you. I hope it doesn't happen to you, but it probably will. So I'm going to tell you a story. So in December 2019, I just started in IM Academy. I'd been there for about a month, and we went to BC to stay at my grandparents' and my parents' house and to have Christmas with my family there. And we went early so we could spend more time with them. So while we're there, I'm still trying to learn how to trade. Like, I'm brand new. So yeah, I've got my computer and I've got my laptop, and the internet where my grandparents live is really, really bad. They live in the middle of nowhere with no good internet. So sometimes I wanted to go into town to use internet. at a cafe or something. And so while I was there, my family was like, honestly, like really mean to me. They were calling me like city girl, and oh, Teresa can't be away from the internet and always on her devices and just whatever, just kind of all over me. You know, it hurt. I would never talk back to my grandparents. I would never say anything, so I just took it. And then when I was there about a month ago, so fast forward like 18 months, sitting at the same table with more devices open, this time with my dad with his devices open, same table, now there's faster internet so that I can come there and work. And now instead of them making fun of me, which sounds like I'm in elementary school, but whatever you want to call it, bullying me or whatever, now they're like, oh wow, I'm so proud of you, I can't believe what you've done, congratulations, all of this stuff. So just keep going, guys. Just ignore them and just keep going. And when you're at the beginning, if you start with a small account, like I remember, I have a Facebook memory post from January 2020 when I was so excited that I grew my account by 2%, which at the time was like $10. And I have this post that I was so excited that I made my 2% that day. And my friends were like literally making fun of me, like, oh, did you make your $10 today? Like, oh, how much does that work out to per hour for all the work that you're doing? Just heckling me. But guys, compounding, it works amazingly. Just keep going and just only focus on the percentage. Don't focus on the dollars. Whether you have a big account or a small account, it's actually harder with a bigger account. Just focus on the percentages and just keep going. And I'll just end the same way that I started. You can do this too. You really can.
Wow, I was literally I had the biggest smile on my face when you're talking about your family. Guys, if your family's ever made fun of you for trading or network marketing or trying to be different, go ahead and drop family in the chat, because guys, it's crazy. You know, we heard a story in Dallas from Matt Rosa, and he shared the same thing. And I think he said his own wife didn't even support him. So he was, in the higher chairman levels and was, made $1 million. And Teresa, I mean, it's such a common thing. It's such a common, I'm so glad you brought that up today, because I actually had a conversation with another team member yesterday whose mom said, you should just come home and get a job, right? Why are you trying to live this different life? Why are you trying to chase this dream? Why are you trying to do what you're doing? And it's so encouraging for everybody. I mean, that's just such a massive dose of encouragement for everybody on the call. I love that you shared that story, and I just want to say congratulations to you, and I just want to let everybody guys just show Teresa some big time love for being here this morning with a bunch of kids running around in her house, and she's taking care of. Thank you so much.